Hey there guys, this is Ultra Grant. This is going to be a quick video talking about Wolfenstein The New Order. A couple of you asked me to talk about this game a little bit because you've seen me playing the game, and I feel like talking about it as well. I think it deserves talking about. My thoughts on it. I think it's an excellent game. I think it's probably going to be one of the best from this year. As far as single player games go, I found this really enjoyable. Like, I enjoyed it as much as Far Cry 3. Single player on Far Cry 3, I should say. I thought the story was pretty good. It's nowhere near the best, obviously, but it was still really solid. It wasn't a bad story. I won't spoil anything, but there are a couple of sections where you can choose a different storyline, which is pretty cool, so like you can have multiple playthroughs of the game. I played through on the second hardest difficulty. I can't remember what it's called exactly. It's not Uber. It was a decent challenge. It was pretty fun to play through on that mode. The gameplay was really smooth and fluent. I felt like a lot of the guns were very fun to use. The shotgun, for instance, is a really fun gun. All the weapons feel satisfying to use. And yeah, I was just generally really surprised by the game because I wasn't expecting much of it. Because I've always been more into Doom than I have been to Wolfenstein. I kind of didn't think I'd enjoy this game, or I didn't think it'd be all that good. I think one of the most surprising things about the game, actually, was that it was single player only, and they didn't try to shovel in a co-op or a multiplayer mode. And by the looks of things, there's a lot of things to still unlock on the game from my first playthrough. You can unlock quite a lot of stuff through collectibles. There's a lot of cool collectibles, actually. You know, all the usual stuff, concept art, artifacts. But then there's some other cool things as well, like you can find records on some missions. And one of the funniest ones I found was like this German version of House of the Rising Sun. And it had accordions and stuff in the song, and it was just great to listen to. I thought the characters in the game were really cool. I enjoyed the characters. I found a lot of the characters that you met in the game were really likable. All the allies were likable characters. They're all pretty interesting characters as well. They had some really good voice actors as well, because they managed to have voices that fit the characters in the game. The game ran really well on my computer. It ran extremely smoothly. There was no troubles with it running at the maximum settings. It ran at a solid 60 frames per second. The graphics looked really nice. Everything looked nice and crisp while playing. There was no oddities or texture popping happening when I was playing. There was no graphical glitches that I saw either. It was a really smooth experience playing through it at maximum settings. I imagine on the Xbox One and PS4, this game probably runs really well as well. It probably doesn't look just as good, but I imagine it's still really good to play. I'd probably recommend this game on those consoles as well, especially with a few decent games on either platform at the moment. I think it's a good one to pick up for those consoles. Overall, the game took me roughly, I think on Steam it said 14 hours. It's not the quickest. I think the game is about 10 to 12 hours long normally, but I was looking around for collectibles and hidden areas. It was a decent length. It's got some replay value to it as well, because there's a lot of fun firefights in the game and there's a lot of fun weapons to use. There's also the difficulties and collectibles to find in the game. And also, once you get all the collectibles, there's also some other game modes to unlock. I believe one of them's like an Iron Man mode, which will make the game harder. I don't know really. I haven't looked much into them because I haven't unlocked them yet. I thought the soundtrack was really good. It was kind of interesting hearing it because since the game's set in like World War II and then moves into a later time period, it's kind of interesting that whoever the composer was for this game decided to do the music he did for the game, but it fits so well at the same time. Like there's some orchestral stuff, not lots of it, but there's some. But then there's a lot of like industrial sort of music as well, and it all blends together really well for the soundtrack. It seems to just fit all the way through the game, and I'm a sucker for a good soundtrack on a game. So guys, this has been my thoughts on the game. I honestly think this is an excellent game. I hope it doesn't just fizzle out and people just completely forget about it, because I have this feeling that the game has been well received so far by a lot of people who've played it and also reviewers. It's been given like 8s and 9s by all the different review sites. but I think it's going to be forgotten because, number one, it doesn't have multiplayer, which it helps a game's longevity if it's got multiplayer, obviously, but it's not only that, but I also think it came out at a weird time, because it came out at a weird time where some bigger names or ones people have been really looking forward to, like Watch Dogs, and we've also got E3 coming up, so people are excited to see all the games at E3. And I feel like this game is going to just be completely forgotten, which is really unfortunate because this game is definitely going to be one of the best ones I play all this year. It's kind of a rarity these days as well. It's just a single player only experience as a shooter, whereas most shooters now would have a story that's kind of just not very good and just shoveled in, just to have that mark on the box. I think the game will be picked up by a lot of people. It's like £10, $15 on Steam sales. It is a game that a lot of first-person shooter fans should play. I think when we get to the end of the year, people are going to talk about this game and say that it was an underrated game. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've played any version of this game yourself, whether it's the Xbox, PC, PlayStation, whatever version you've played, leave me a comment telling me what you thought of the game. I'm interested to see some other people's opinions on this game. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later. Take care everyone.